Hi everyone, this is Lori from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I am going to make this cute little snowman. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make it, and be looking for more videos from me. I will be posting bonus videos sometime during the week besides my my tutorials on Friday. So with that said, we'll get started. Okay, so to start the base, you're going to take, for the head, your 1.5 inch circle punch, okay? And I cut 3 circles out of 80-pound white cardstock, and then I cut 2 circles out of this Pen and Gear glittered diamond print cardstock, and I found this at Walmart. I use this quite often in my Christmas ornament tutorials. And so I'm just going to take my Fabri-Tac and glue all these together. Okay? And you're going to do the exact same thing for the body, but the only difference is you're going to use your 2.5 inch punch for the body. Okay, but you're going to still cut out 3 circles for out of 80-pound cardstock, and then 2 more circles out of the Pen and Gear diamond print cardstock. Okay. Now see, I'm going to put the diamond print cardstock on the outside because it gives it some sparkle. Make sure it's even. And you're going to press this down. Make sure it's as even as possible. Now see, I've already done the body. 1.5 inch, 2.5 inch. Okay, and then you're going to place a heavy book or something like that on top to allow it to dry. Okay, so when that's dried, we'll be back. Okay, so while we're waiting for the body to dry, I'm going to make the little hat with you. Now the first thing I did was I took my paper cutter and I cut a piece of 3 1/4 by 2 inch cardstock, okay? And then I took some red felt, and this is not the thick felt that you find at Hobby Lobby. I went for their cheaper felt at 25 cents a piece, because with a thicker felt, when you're making hats, it's a little more challenging, so you want the thin stuff. So what I did is I just placed this card on the felt, and I traced around it with my white colored pencil here. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut right on the line there. Okay, and actually I'm going to try to cut the white part off because I really don't want that showing. So I'm going to cut it about here. And then here. Okay? Alright, so next I'm going to fold this like that and just put a little bit of Fabri-Tac under here. In fact, I might even do it this way. Yeah. And so let me get the Fabri-Tac. Okay. I had to clean some of that off. I'm not going to put the Fabri-Tac right here on the edge because I don't want it to squish out. So I'm going to put it about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, okay? And then I'm just going to put this over that, using about 1/8 of an inch to do that. Okay, and I'm going to press this down and kind of hold it for a few seconds, and this will grab pretty quickly, but you just want to make sure that it's dry. So I'll probably leave this alone for about 15 minutes or so, enough to where I can work with it at least. Alright, and it looks like a little tube at this point. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little brim on the hat, so to speak. So I'm using this Rick Rack, and I'm going to glue this right along the edge there. So I'm going to get an idea roughly of how much I'm going to need, and I always cut off a little bit more than I need because I want that extra to play with if I need to. Okay. And of course there's all kinds of Rick Rack and trims that you can use. I'm going to start here at the back, and I'm going to put a little bit of fabric tack around the edge. And I'm going to put it pretty close to the bottom, as much as I can. And I'm just going to go all the way around. And there's a lot of different trims you can use for this, of course, but this is just what I chose. So I'm just going to go all the way around. You could use hot glue with your mini detail hot glue gun if you wanted to, but honestly, I don't do that because I think the hot glue just adds more bulk to the hat when you're trying to work with it. But that's just a personal preference. There we go. And there's the back. So we're going to allow this to dry just a little bit, okay? And then we'll be back and we'll finish up the little hat. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut 10 inches of baker's twine. And so I'm using this, and I'm going to even up the ends here. And then I'm going to just make an overhand knot like this and kind of push it towards the bottom like that. Okay? Alright. Now what I'm going to do, cut a little bit of this off. Okay. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun for this, alright? You're going to look at the back part here, and you're going to put some hot glue right in there. Like this. Right here at the top. Hold on, my glue gun is not... There we go. I had to push the glue stick in. Yeah, like that. Alright, and I'm going to place that little knot here. It's kind of at the top, but not at the very top, if that makes sense. Okay, now you're not going to press this together because you don't want it to stick like that. You just want it to dry. So we're going to allow this to dry, and then we're going to come back and finish the hat. Okay, so you want to make sure this is at the back when you're working with this. So you're going to kind of fold it down like this, okay? Then you're going to take a little clear elastic rubber band for braids. And actually this is a little bit thicker than I would normally use, but that's what I have. So you're going to be holding on to this. You're going to slide this from the bottom up and stop about here, okay? And then you're going to go around once and twice, maybe 3 times. And then you're going to straighten this up like so. And like I said, this is a little bit thicker than I would normally use, but this is how it would go, and you want to keep this string part in the back, okay? That's important. Yeah, that's in the back. Okay, so I'm going to shape it up a little bit. Alright, and this is at the back, so that's good. Alright, so now I'm going to glue a little snowflake here, and you can use any color you want, but I decided to just go ahead with the white snowflake. I think that would make a really nice background for the little peppermint I'm going to put in there. And I'm going to put this not too low, not too high, right about here. Okay, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for this. I'm going to put just a tiny bit on here, because really that's all you need. And I think I'll place it right about here. And then I have this this fake candy stuff that I bought from Temu, and they have the larger pieces in here, and this was advertised as polymer clay, but it's definitely not polymer clay. This is more like rubber, okay? But it works. So I'm going to put a tiny amount of Fabri-Tac there and put this in the center. Okay, now I'm going to allow this to dry for just a little bit, and then we will work on the snowman's face. Okay, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take this white cotton thread here. I found this in the in the embroidery floss section at Hobby Lobby for $2.99. It's in a 5M. Okay, that's, I think, the size. And what I was going to do here, the very top, was I was going to tie this to kind of cover up that rubber band. And then tie it in the back as well. And then you're going to bring it around to the front again. And I should have done this prior to gluing the snowflake on. So it's good if you write down these steps, because when you're making the hats, you can easily miss one and not notice until afterwards. Okay, so I did 2 knots there, and I'm just going to take my scissors and cut this off really short where it looks like that. And I probably could trim this off even a little more. Okay, so we're going to continue to let this dry. Okay, so these are dry, as you can tell. And if you want, you can take your Dollar Tree sanding block on the fine side or a nail file and just kind of do this very quickly around the edges to make it nice and smooth. And that's optional. So next we're going to make the little snowman's face. And for that you're going to need 2 black Sharpies in the fine point and ultra fine point, and then an orange Sharpie in the fine point. Okay? Now, before you draw on the snowman's face, you're going to place the hat on. Now, you're not going to glue the hat on. You're just going to place the hat on because you want to see where that hat is going to hit so you don't accidentally draw the face too low or too high where this is covering up the eyes. So just, set the hat on there where you would like to glue this on, and then you can draw your face on it too. Alright? Now I'm starting out with the fine point Sharpie marker. Alright? And I'm not very good at drawing snowman faces, but I'm going to make 2 round eyes that are kind of close together. I think it really looks cute when the eyes are close together. And you can practice on paper before you do this if you'd like. Then I'm going to take the orange fine point and make a little triangle nose for the carrot. Then you're going to take the ultra fine Sharpie, and I'm going to start here like this. And then I'm going to put a little cheek here and a little cheek there. Okay. Now, normally I would use a very pale pastel pink marker and maybe put a couple little cheeks here. Or you can take some real light pink blush that you can buy from the Dollar Tree and take a cotton swab and take that powdered blush and just kind of rub it like this on both sides. But the most important thing is you want it to be ultra pale, the pink, because if not, your snowman's going to look like a clown. Okay, so that's just a little tip. Now that we have the face on, and I didn't do the most beautiful job, I told you I'm not very good at that, but I tried. I'm just going to put a little squirt of hot glue on the front, and then turn this around on the back, and put one little squirt of hot glue on the back. For some reason my hot glue wasn't coming out, sorry. Okay, and then of course it's going to look like this. Alright, now you're going to glue the head onto the body. Now be careful when you do this, because you want the head up high enough where you can get that scarf around it, okay? So, be careful with that. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue, and honestly, you don't need a ton of hot glue to glue the head on, because once you put this on, it really does stick. I mean, to the point where you know, you can't pull it off and reposition it without tearing things up. If you want to use Fabri-Tac, you could do that too. It also holds very well. It just takes time to dry. See? The back and the side. Okay. So we're going to make sure that cools just a moment. Okay, so we are going to put the scarf on now. You can use anything you'd like. You can use a ribbon, you can use chenille yarn, you can take a piece of cotton fabric and tear a strip off and use that. You can use twine, flannel, just about anything you can imagine, okay? But we're going to use ribbon today. And so we have different choices. I want to use a colorful ribbon since this is a white background. We could use something like this. Make a little candy cane scarf, or we can go with something a little plainer. This is like a woven cotton type of ribbon. Something like that. Or maybe even in the red. I actually think it has more contrast with the green, which is nice. Gives it a little different color. So you can do all kinds of things like that. I might just go for the green. I'm not sure. I like the green, and I also like the little candy cane ribbon like that. So I guess it just depends on your personal taste. I might do the candy cane ribbon and then maybe put a little piece of peppermint, maybe slightly smaller right here. I have to kind of look at things and see where I'm at, because we're also going to make a little candy cane and put that on the side. So maybe I'll stick with this ribbon. I like this ribbon, but maybe I'll stick with this for the scarf. So sorry about that. I should have had my mind made up already. And we'll just put a little bit of glue on this. So I'm going to hold this just like that. Yeah. Pull it back. Sorry about that. And I think I'm going to use just a drop of glue, hot glue. And then put this back like that. And then like this. I want to cover up the bottom part of the face a little bit, huh? So I think I'm just going to put a little dot here. There we go, because you want to cover up the separation too between the face and the body. Alright, and so I'll just go in here and cut this like that, and then maybe I can make some little pieces of fringe here on this. Just gonna, yeah, and then I'll do the same thing on this side. have to kind of separate these so you can see that I've made fringe. Okay. Alrighty. So now let me get a little piece of candy to put in the center. I was going to go for a medium piece of candy, but looking at the ribbon scarf, I think I need to go for the larger piece. So I'm going to take, you can take your glue gun if you want, or you can take Fabri-Tac. Either one. Put this right in the middle. And this fake candy stuff that I bought, it was dirt cheap. But you can buy it on Amazon too. You're going to pay a lot more for it, but it's not expensive, but you're going to pay a lot more. And so this is what we have so far. Now, I'm going to make a little candy cane to put here. Okay, here it is. I made this 2-inch candy cane from the spiral pipe cleaners. I don't really care for it as well. I think I prefer the chenille stems, but me, out of all people with the big craft stash that I have, did not have chenille pipe cleaners. I just had the sparkly ones and the spiral ones. So I took a red and white spiral pipe cleaner and I just twisted it together all the way down, and I cut the piece off and I made a little hook for the cane using my Sharpie marker, okay? And when I cut the spiral pipe cleaner off at the ends, fuzzy stuff just went poof like this, and I thought, oh great. So I took my Elmer's clear glue, and the minute I cut it, I dabbed the clear glue on and I allowed it to dry. So although I made this, it was kind of a pain in the neck making it, so I would highly suggest using just regular chenille pipe cleaners in the red and white. And so anyway, that's my story. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right behind here, and then I'm going to place it right here, and I'm going to leave the hook part. I'm not going to put glue on the hook part because it's hanging over the snowman. So let me get my hot glue gun and put a little bit of hot glue on the back, and then place that right about here. And measuring this with the hook already there, it's 2 inches, okay? So if you were going to make this, you're going to have to count in the measurement as far as the little hook goes. And I'm thinking it's probably a 1/2 inch, so maybe 2.5 inches, and then make the hook. So anyway, let me lift up the camera a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was one other step that I wanted to do. Hold on. Okay, I have these little transparent word stickers that I bought from Hobby Lobby last year, and it says Merry Christmas, and I thought it would be nice to put that on the back. Okay, so I'm going to hang this like so, and you can see from the side there's no tilting forward or anything like that. So we did a good job on the string, and this is pretty much it. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you give it a try. You can use different color schemes if you want. I thought about trying a an ice blue theme, maybe making an ice blue hat with some silver, with a silver snowflake or something like that. Maybe getting different color embellishments. So, these are just a few ideas. I know I didn't do great on the snowman's face, but I did my best. I've never been very good at drawing. So, anyway, that's about it. And thank you so much for watching this video and sticking with me. I appreciate it so much. And if you can, before you leave, if you could please give me a like, that would be really great. So you take care, and God bless each and every one of you, and have a very Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.